Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Sir Tommy P., Defender of the Faith.
And I am Empress Emily M.
And we are the Nephilim Murder Crew. Welcome.
Good evening.
It is Sunday night. That means it's Catholic Chats time.
Yay!
Woo
How
woo.
exciting.
Are we live everywhere?
Yes, we are live everywhere.
We're sure.
I have seen the streams streaming. We
All
are
right.
live on X and YouTube and Rumble.
Streams be a streaming.
Streams be streaming.
Streams be streaming. All right.
I have the chat in front of me.
I see Ginny is there, so that doesn't mean we're actually live. That just means there's a stream set up and Ginny's chatting.
Well, I saw the streams going live, so we're good. Worry not.
Yeah.
Worry not, Sir Tommy.
Oh, and JC is there. Hello, sir. I hope Ginny likes the. I set the camera back just a little bit further, so it's kind of like in between where it was originally and that super close up we were doing for a little while.
Yeah.
So hopefully that makes Ginny a little happier. I know she was upset about the less coziness of it.
We found a nice midpoint.
Yes, I did. I'm very, very happy with where it landed.
Yes. Okay. All right. So, sweet. Jenny says we're live.
Yeah,
I
figured as
we
much.
can roll. All right.
All right.
Okay. So the title is slightly misleading.
Yeah, it's completely misleading. I noticed that. I was like, huh.
Well, it's the theme of Catholic Chats, sort of since we started it, has been what week of RCIA we are on.
Well, once RCIA started, yes.
Right. Yeah. So, like, I just wanted to stay on theme.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, we've been in RCIA for 14 weeks now. Yes, I get it.
Yeah. So, however,
that's why I didn't say anything to you about it. That's why I let it go, because I'm like, I understand where you're going with it.
You get it.
Yes.
You're following me.
Yeah.
There's no class. This is the last free weekend that we had. And then starting the 5th, we will be back in classes.
Yeah, which means we can only go to
And we
Blessed Sacrament Masses and
Yes.
RCIA on Sundays when we could be at
other places.
Sacred Heart.
We could hit so many services.
Yeah.
But that's not the point.
Right. No. That is not the point. That isn't it.
Next Sunday, we'll have RCIA information for you.
Yeah, that was the point.
Yeah.
Not we're trapped in this church. We don't make it sound that way.
No. We didn't. Clickbait, JC. You know what we're doing here.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the other thing is like each course. I mean, some churches do their RCIA programs differently, where they'll start somewhere in the springtime and then you finish out at Christmas time. Ours does it slightly opposite, where we do more of a fall start and then a spring finish.
Well, generally, the only time, so like fill you in on that a little bit, because it doesn't seem like you fully know. It's not your fault. The only time that happens is if there is a large group of people that are all Christian coming from another denomination, meaning they don't need to be baptized. They're already have a church knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So those types of people, they generally tend to not want to bring into the church on Easter, because that's supposed to be for like complete non-believers who come to the church. And
okay.
Right. But when there's not a huge, or just when the churches want to do it once a year is really what it comes down to.
Okay.
But generally, yes, if you have a group of people who are all former church, used to be Protestants of some denomination.
Converts.
Yeah. And they're converting to Catholicism. That's when you'll get classes that end in December.
Uh-huh.
Or other various times a year, to be honest. I've heard of people graduating from RCI in August,
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But
to each their own, I suppose.
Yeah. I mean, honestly though, when you have such small class, I understand why most parishes do it once a year.
Yeah.
But also, I don't know, it shouldn't be like, I don't know, it seems like kind of ridiculous for us to have had to wait a whole year for the sacraments just because that's when the church does it. You know what I mean?
That is a thing to take into consideration, is that depending on where you're at, depending on what their schedule is, you could be ready, but like you gotta wait till the class starts.
Right.
You gotta wait.
And then you got to go through the class.
And then you got to go through the class.
Even though you know everything the class is teaching you.
Right. Even though in that waiting period, you were like, what could I possibly be in for in this program that I'm waiting for? Only to find out you learned way more.
Yeah, on your own.
Asked of you.
Right.
And then is being offered. But that's not the point. We're not here to
complain
about a class that we didn't even have this week.
Yeah. And I don't want to sound
It's not complaining.
Yeah, I don't want to sound. I don't want to sound like the church is horrible. I can't believe they're making me this. It's just like
It
in a
is
perfect
a
world, I would change some things, you know.
right.
But this is not a perfect world. We have a serious lack of vocations these days. There's not enough priests to go around, and then the price of that is poor catechism throughout the Catholic Church, and
All that this has done has enabled me to extend grace.
yeah,
If I can just assume that everybody before me got what I'm getting, it's no mystery to me why some of y'all are out here doing this
yeah.
and
The
like
problem
acting like
is,
this is a non-denom just
the problem is
it
poorly
doesn't
catechized people are catechizing people.
yeah.
And again, it's not the fault of the poorly catechized. They don't know they're poorly
No, they
catechized.
don't know that. They
I
don't know
mean,
that.
again, it's kind of their fault. They can open a book on their own and be like, "Oh my God, I didn't know that."
Right.
But like, for the
Reread
most
the
part,
catechism
you know,
once.
that's kind of the point of joining the Catholic Church. Is the Catholic Church will just tell you what to believe. You know what I mean?
You just show up. You just show up with a will and spirit.
Yeah, and
It's
that's kind of
faith.
what these people do. They just showed up against the Catholic Church. They'll tell me what I showed up and I'm doing what I'm told, and it's like, oh, but
But
you shouldn't be doing that.
yeah.
Yes. Also, though, historically, I will say about the Catholic faith, it's okay for people to question things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
It's
I
a
know,
healthy environment.
yes, people are like, well, why do we think this way? You know, like, I mean, hell, there's like theologians that spent centuries questioning this stuff, which is why we have this doctrine now.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
we've explored every possible question.
Yeah.
And when a new one comes up, bring it up, buddy. Let's see what you got. You know what I mean?
Let's see how close to another idea this is.
Yeah, exactly. We can tell you we've already debunked this in the 1500s, or maybe we have to look into this. You know, like.
Right.
But yes, a lot of people are like, oh, you know, you can never question the Catholic faith, and it's like, no, actually, you can.
You for sure can.
Yeah.
Not like it's encouraged. Not like there's
Hello,
a Q&A session. but
Mr.
like,
Hammer and Nails. Good evening, sir. Oh, and good evening, Emily.
Good evening, Emily.
How are you?
Um,
Hope everybody is having a wonderful fourth octave of Christmas.
it's a healthy environment for conversation and debate.
Yeah.
Like you can it's not like any other denomination that I've dealt with before, not that I've dealt with them extensively. I just know what it's like to be the person at a service
Right.
being like, what are we doing?
Right. And if
What
you
is
ask them
this?
what we're doing, and they say, "Oh, well, because why do we believe this? Oh, because this is what Pastor Rick tells us to believe." Well,
Right.
why? Have you guys looked into this? Oh, you can't question Pastor Rick.
Yeah.
That
And
tends to be
that's
non-denominational churches to me. Every time because I grew up in them, and every time I'd be like, you know, this doesn't quite make sense to me. I don't understand how that story relates to this verse in the Bible that he says it relates to, or like that. I'm reading in my Bible, and that verse clearly doesn't say what just came out of your mouth, you know.
Mhm.
And but people are like, no, you can't question him. It's you know what I mean?
right, his interpretation, or he's getting a word, or
Right? Yeah,
whatever
he's
it is,
guided by
yeah.
the Holy Spirit to interpret this way. It's like, no.
Yeah.
No, this has already been interpreted and reinterpreted over centuries. We've always come to the same conclusion on it. Like,
Yes. It's a
you know,
there's
the
a
doctors of the church have spoken.
well, there's a continuation of the conversation that happens, or somebody has a slightly different nuance of an idea that's already been hashed out before.
Right.
Um, and I think that that's the healthy thing, and that just goes to prove how cyclical we are as human beings. And that phrase, nothing new under the sun, like your brilliant idea, probably isn't that brilliant, and you're not the first person to have it.
No, yeah, these are ancient. Like everything that's brought up in modern day Protestant. Like I don't want to say Protestant because labeling anything that's not Catholic Protestant is not right. So we'll just say non-denominational churches, the Assemblies of God, if you will.
Right, yeah.
And that's the problem. People don't realize these are just ancient heresies that these people are teaching now. These are not new ideas. These are things that were condemned in the Council of Nicaea. You know what I mean? Like
They were told
in the year
that,
300, this stuff was debunked.
yeah, in 325 they settled it.
And then resettled again in multiple other councils: the councils of Hippo, the council of Ephesus, the council of Trent. You know, like
Yeah.
there's been lots of councils where we've gone over a lot of these heresies, and they've all been settled.
Decided that this isn't this is not something that we believe, and this is why.
Right? Yeah,
And
debunked,
and
if you
here
would.
is how you are wrong, good, sir.
Yeah. On a different note, my new pipe did finally show up.
Oh
So
yes,
I got my Calvin.
It's beautiful.
Very nice pipe. Yeah. Calvin
The-
Robinson, Common Sense Crusaders.
I'll
Pipe.
drop a link.
I can get it on.
Oh, you can pull it.
Yeah, I just gotta switch the zoom. Not the zoom, the focus. I mean. So let me actually change the camera to me, and then let me change this
The
to
prayer book. Oh, I don't know what the Episcopalian prayer book is, but there is
Okay,
a Catholic daily
so
book of prayers.
yeah, we can kind of see
I will get one and mail it to you.
the cross on the side there, Common Sense Crusades, and the other cross. You know, it looks much better than I'm sure it's coming across on camera, but yeah,
It is pretty.
Catholic Pipe Shop has them. Very reasonably priced for a pipe of its quality. Extremely reasonably priced. I don't know how he sells them so cheap, to be honest. But but anyway,
That is not a thing you wanted me to answer, so I'm just gonna let it go.
what's
How he can do it so cheap,
Oh.
or not so cheap, but affordable.
Oh, because he has his kids do it.
That could be an option.
He does. He sells
have a
on the
few kids.
pipe. On the website. They sell what's called apprentice pipes. These are pipes that his kids have
Oh,
made.
that his kids have
Like
made?
he's got his 8-year-old has made some decent, and he like checks to make sure they all function properly. Like,
Right,
it's going to
yeah,
smoke
but it's
good.
not going to be.
But
like
it's not going to be perfectly shaped in every way, or it's not going to be flawless like one of his custom pipes.
That's
but
pretty
you can, yeah.
solid.
But yeah, his kids, his like 8-year-old, his 6-year-old, and he's got another. I can't remember how his other kid is. All make pipes and are perfectly smokable, and you can buy them on the website.
Hey, at least his business will carry on after he's out.
Yeah,
I think that he said that in one of his videos. I remember.
Yes, Ginster, this is a Cherry Cavendish I am smoking at the moment. Good guess.
Okay. Emily says it has all the prayers in it, but it's also like a playbook. Has line by line what everyone says and when and what the priest lay reader says and when. Where is your daily prayers book? Is it upstairs in your missile?
It's in my missile over there.
Oh, okay.
If you wanna.
I'll grab it.
Okay. I wanna get my pipe going. Okay. I don't know why she's going to grab that book, so I can't even really comment on. Oh. Oh, okay.
Everything that you're like at the.
So yeah,
you're
there's
supposed to
the
say
Catholic
and when
daily
you-
prayers, which is at the front of it. It goes through the mass. That's really nice. Goes through the whole liturgy of the Word and the liturgy of the Eucharist, and lets you know what's going on in mass and why. And then everything from your basic sign of the cross and the Lord's Prayer and the Hail Marys down to the act of contrition, various prayers for days of the week, various prayers for different liturgical seasons, Lent, Easter, Advent, stuff like that. So yeah, it's a nice little book to have.
And it also has your what's the one? The hours? Isn't it the liturgy of the hours?
No, it's not in there.
No. Oh, this has your days of the week.
Yes. So I said yeah. Doesn't have liturgy of the hours, so it doesn't have the divine office, vespers.
And it has
stuff.
your
I really wish it did.
Easter time, ordinary time prayers, Blessed Mother prayers, more rosary stuff. And then prayers from the Psalms are in here. Prayers from the Gospels.
Yes.
It's handy. Yeah, that's it. This is why I grabbed it, because I wanted to confirm that it is basically the same thing that the Episcopals have, or the
Yeah.
people have.
The Lutherans have the Common Book of Prayer. I don't know if that's the same thing, but I know they have a thing called the Common Book of Prayer.
It's probably similar.
Yeah, I wouldn't know. Another night would have to be the one to fill us in on that.
Yeah, that's true. I've been putting off getting my own copy, but I think I'm gonna grab one
Of what?
of the prayer.
Oh, that one?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
know.
should have it.
You've been telling me to get one for like, I don't know, 3 months now. Every time you see it, you're like, you want one? And I'm like, nah, I don't need it.
Yeah, they're like $6 over
Yeah,
at the
that's
Catholic
not-
bookstore.
Yeah, they're they are affordable. Okay, well, we talked about RCIA that we didn't even have and
Yes.
riffed on that. The next thing is today, the 29th, is the Feast of the Holy Family. Um, do you have anything you want to? What was it? Is the fourth octave? Fourth octave?
Yes, fourth octave, which is very misleading. Um, so the octaves refer to the 8 days of like Christmas or Easter, the big celebrations.
Mm-hmm.
But and Easter's Holy Week, I think it is about 8 days. But then of course there's 6 weeks of Easter or whatever. But regardless of that,
Well, yeah, the actual like important days.
yeah. But the Christmas is celebrated until the 6th,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
so it's more than 8 days.
Yes.
And if you go by the pre-1955 calendar, it's celebrated until February 2nd. So I don't know where the octave I don't know. Maybe it's something I'm unaware of why they call it the octaves, because there's more than 8 days.
That's a full 14 days.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
But it's technically the fourth octave of Christmas. And if people didn't know that, yes, I did not know that until this year, until not long ago, weeks ago, maybe weeks ago, that Christmas.
I think it was somewhere around the Christ King of the Universe, the 33rd Sunday, right before we went into Advent. We discussed like what Advent is,
Right.
and we realized that like there's layers. There's layers.
Yeah,
to
but I
Christmas.
don't think I realized that Christmas is not just one day until like a week or two
Couple weeks
ago.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's all. It's actually it runs all the way until January 6th. Huh.
Right, yeah.
Who knew?
It goes a bit. And this is okay, so
which is why they're still playing Christmas songs on the Catholic radio station, because it's still Christmas.
yeah.
It's
Now
awesome.
I did not carry this torch the way I'm gonna carry it the rest of my life when I first figured it out. But the whole January 6th debacle, as one would recall it, a memorable day in the history books. I was extra irritated because I wasn't even Catholic at the time, but I knew that it was a Catholic holy day. I knew that it was like Epiphany. And I knew that Nancy Pelosi and her scraggly, ridiculous self was Catholic. And I was like, how could you plan such a ridiculous thing on the holy day? What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? And I was annoyed at that situation at the time, but now, now I'm not that I'm gonna look forward to Epiphany every year, but like I'm gonna make a big deal about Epiphany because you're not about to erase a Catholic holy day from the societal consciousness.
Yeah.
Not on my watch. Sorry, not gonna happen. I figured out the game, and no. Yeah. And then one other thing that I knew but didn't understand. I had a friend who is genetically Serbian. She's like third generation American. Her parents are second generation American Serbians. And they, as third generation Americans, do the Serbian Christmas January 6th. On like that's when their Christmas is. So like I knew that there's like a variance to it all. But it's all like it's one of the days that overlap in other religions.
Right.
Which is Orthodox or Catholic adjacent.
Right.
So that's a conversation for another day.
So, okay, anyway, do we want to get into the readings about, did you want to start off with the little what the Holy Family is all about, or?
Yes, I will. I'll read this little
quick,
little what would you call it? A preface to the service. Okay, so this morning we went to Blessed Sacrament, our home parish, and we got the one version.
Year C.
We got one version of the this service. And then we went to the cathedral for the Jubilee Mass and got an alternative version for the same service. But it all is the same things. So the theme of the Holy Family is family life. We are witnessing a breakdown of the traditional family and its values. Filial respect for authority, exercised responsibility by parents, and raising juvenile delinquency. Hence, our society can learn a few things from today's Bible readings. Of course, there is no easy remedy available for today's family crisis. Also, the Christian family is part of culture in which human beings participate: neighborhood, school, television, friends, and recreation patterns. But in stormy weather, a ship may get at least some guidance from a beacon. And though authority from the earliest infancy on eliminated, parents could discuss this with their children. A substitute for sound family life has not yet been offered by any of the behavioral sciences. Today's readings on the family necessarily reflect the patriarchal family pattern, hence the subordinist family ethic of the biblical culture. We should distinguish between the core of the Christian ethic and the cloth in which it is wrapped. The cloth is conditioned by time and culture and is not necessarily part of the divine message, but the message on family life as such is timeless.
All right.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah, it was.
So mostly it's in the name, the Feast of the Holy Family. It's acknowledging Jesus, Mary, and Joseph, and the role that that family unit has on not only just like all of us for the sake of Jesus growing up to do and fulfill his father's will and all that, but also the importance of, like, not that anybody could be raised in Jesus, but like anybody could be raised in Jesus, like it's a not to diminish the role that Jesus had, but like we should treat all of our children like gifts from God, like something that should be worth something in the future, and prioritize the nuclear family, the unit, and move as a cohesive unit, subordinate to God, and just
The
roll
unit.
with it. Yeah.
The unit.
The-
We're going with the unit.
I don't know. You just let me sit here and babble. You were messing with your pipe.
I didn't know you
Rob?
needed me to jump in. So call me Tom, the producer.
No, I don't want to.
Hold on. I'm Tom, the producer. There we go.
No, I don't like it. I already don't like that I called you Rob. Nobody's going to get that.
No, nobody's gonna get that reference
And
at
if
all.
they do, I'm going to hate it.
Right. Anybody get that reference?
No,
Anybody?
please no.
Anybody?
Okay, no. All right, sweet.
Wait, what do we? Wait, I'm missing something in the chat. What do we? Oh, that Nancy. Yes, maybe we'll change Nancy's mind someday. First, I thought she meant like Nancy. I was like, what did Nancy say? Is she even in here?
Oh, honestly, that's what I was thinking. I was like, not our Nancy.
Yeah.
Ain't no way. But we're talking about Pelosi.
But also, Nancy does love murder. So
now, Nancy loves natural consequences. We'll say that. I'll give Nancy that. I don't know if it's the murder that she likes per se. I do know that she is a fan of natural consequences.
okay, natural consequences. That's what we'll call it.
Wink, wink.
Yeah, nod, wink, wink.
You guys know what I mean. Yeah, not murder Nancy.
Not murder Nancy.
Pelosi Nancy.
Not black murder Nancy.
Oh yeah, not black murder Nancy.
The Blatts. Gotta murder the Blatts.
Right.
Oh man, this show has gone sideways already.
Honestly, I
don't know if it's the mojitos or what.
Well, I'm sure that doesn't have anything to do with it.
No.
I'm sorry. I can't look at the chat. Christina's making me laugh. Good evening, Christina and Danny. Sorry. I'll try to class it up a little bit.
I didn't see her mention Danny was here.
Oh, she said Christina and whenever they first popped in. Or
Oh, did
Cena
okay.
and Danny
I
are
didn't want to
here.
just assume Danny was here.
NMC fans.
Okay.
Oh, I don't know.
I still want to assume he's here. He may not be here.
He might.
Oh, Stax is here for sure because I got a yo.
Good evening, Stacks.
Good evening, Sir Stax of the Farmsteads. Okay. Where did we leave off with the readings?
I didn't even start with the readings yet. I just did the little preface. All right. First reading is 1 Samuel 1:20 through 28. A reading from the first book of Samuel.
Okay.
In those days, Hannah conceived, and at the end of her term, bore a son whom she called Samuel. Since she had asked the Lord for him, the next time her husband Elkanah, Elkanah, El- Elkanah was going up with the rest of his household to offer the customary sacrifice to the Lord. Please take that off of me.
It isn't on you.
Oh, okay. All right, just kidding. I was like, I could feel it staring at me, but it's always staring at me.
Yeah, it's the camera. It's
It's
pointed
the
at both of
camera.
us.
Yeah, it's the camera.
I forgot it was there for a
Oh.
minute. I'm just sitting here puffing on my pipe, having a good time.
The next time her husband Elkanah was going up with the rest of his household to offer the customary sacrifice to the Lord and to fulfill his vows, Hannah did not go, explaining to her husband, "Once this child is weaned, I will take him to appear before the Lord and remain there forever. I will offer him as a perpetual Nazirite." Once Samuel was weaned, Hannah brought him up with her, along with a 3-year-old bull, an ephah of flour, and a skin of wine, and presented him at the temple of the Lord in Shiloh. After the boy's father had sacrificed the young bull, Hannah, his mother, approached Eli and said, "Pardon, my lord. As you live, my lord, I am the woman who stood near you here, praying to the Lord. I prayed for this child, and the Lord granted my request. Now I, in turn, give him to the Lord. As long as he lives, he shall be dedicated to the Lord." Hannah left Samuel there. The word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
Thanks be to God. You
I
are
know
correct.
it's a joke.
I kept my cool.
You did.
I kept my cool.
So moral of the story is she prayed for baby, God gave it to her, and then she just took it to the temple and was like, "Here, well, I guess this is yours now."
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's
It's
pretty badass.
basically how it goes.
Yeah, it's like, all right, God, thank you for the gift. Now he will serve you.
You can have him back.
Well, it's not you can have it back. It's now he will serve you.
Yeah.
Thank you for the gift. You know, well, I will serve you for the rest of his life.
Hey, to the abbey or down the aisle.
Mm-hmm.
I understand where Hannah's coming from. I get it.
Where Hannah's come from? What? I don't know what you're talking about.
The mother in the scripture we just read, what is her name?
I don't know.
You don't care. It doesn't matter to you.
It's,
Hannah. Her name is Hannah.
Oh. You also have a sister named Hannah, so you can see where my confusion may be.
I could see that had we been talking about my sister and not just reading the name Hannah like 4 times.
All right, fine. Call me a retard on live television.
No.
We're live on television. And she's
Live
called
on
me
the television.
live on television.
This evening at 7:45. No,
Emily
I mean,
knew,
like, I
Emily knew for me.
understand.
She got it. Thanks be to God. See, she knows.
I understand where Hannah's coming from. Like, I asked you for this, and I made a deal with you. I told you in my begging, if you give him to me, I'll give him back to you. So like, I get it.
Yeah. No,
know?
I get it.
Yeah. So that was first reading. The little synopsis prior to it says, this reading teaches us that motherhood and life are a gift of God. The presence of children in a family signals the continuation of life and manifests the newness of God's love, which gives origin to ever new creatures. I might have maybe should have read that beforehand.
Yeah, that's usually what you do.
Well, The second reading is 1 John 3, 1 through 24. Ain't no way. Oh, I guess it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
1 through 24, huh?
Yeah. Every family must be a mirror of the divine love.
Hold on, wait. If you haven't gotten this far in the Bible yet, people, spoiler alert. If you're still in Corinthians or whatever, like, spoiler alert. Okay, go ahead and read.
All right.
It's on the.
Well, I'm not like reading I'm reading the little synopsis before it.
Synopsis. Okay.
Every family must be a mirror of the divine love because the root of every love is God. Therefore, members of a family should deal lovingly with one another. A reading from the first letter of St. John. Beloved, see what love the Father has bestowed on us that we may be called the children of God. And so we are. The reason the world does not know us is that it did not know him. Beloved, we are God's children now. What we shall be has not yet been revealed. We do know that when it is revealed, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. Beloved, if our hearts do not condemn us, we have confidence in God and receive from him whatever we ask, because we keep his commandments and do what pleases him. And his commandment is this: we should believe in the name of his Son, Jesus Christ, and love one another just as he commanded us. Those who keep his commandments remain in him, and he in them, and the way we know that he remains in us from the Spirit that he gave us. The word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God. Okay. Also, I just want to blame Stacks here for a minute.
What did Stacks do?
The reason why I'm a little like why I didn't know Hannah when you were saying the person you're reading is because as I'm sitting here trying to smoke my pipe and contemplate on the Bible readings, in front of me on the screen here, let me transition so everybody else can see, is this goose biting the back of this cow. And I'm sitting here trying to listen to her and smoke my pipe, but my eyes are distracted to this nonsense here. So thank you, Stacks, for that.
May as well just give him a little repost on that.
Oh, yeah. No, I'll definitely give him
Since it gotcha.
You gotta give him a like and a retweet on that. Yeah.
Yeah, since it gotcha.
Oh, Mr. Squatch is here. Hello, Mr. Squatch. Happy Sunday, sir. Sorry we missed last night. I was busy trying to put a baby in my wife.
I'd like to die now. And they know you actually work, so I'm so embarrassed.
I'm sorry.
You're not sorry. You'll do it again.
You're right, I will do it again. Because it's funny. Oh, just derailed the entire show. Oh my God. What have I done?
You know.
Oh.
Crap. I can't.
All right, let's just forget about that.
Back to criminal.
Would think the Christina's got something to say here that's not about that. So where did we go? I have read the Bible cover to cover in Lutheran and Catholic school, but it really doesn't count much. I had no real comprehension of it. I was even assigned to memorize and recite chapters. Yeah, and that's...
My sister, I feel you. There are so many with love and kindness. There's so many old people out here. So many even young people like that little Bryson Gray gentleman who have it memorized. Boy, can they spout it out.
Right. They have no idea.
Boy, do they have the recall.
But they have no idea what it means.
But have you ever sat there and thought about it? Have you ever let the words pass through your whole brain? Not just the memory chip, but like the whole brain?
When it comes to Bryson, I can say no.
No.
I've heard a lot of his takes on things, and I'm like, well, you are so wrong on that.
Just sit down.
Like, how do you get that from that? You're just...
Young man, no.
The Catholic Church already figured this out, buddy. Just
Young
let them
man,
tell
no.
you.
Yeah. That's the
This-
people. Yeah, yeah. I know. Okay.
oh man.
So
Here, let's go
Emily.
back to the goose.
Okay, everybody can be distracted.
Let's just go back to the goose here. In fact, let me make that full
Distracted by the
screen.
goose. Full screen that little goose.
Yeah.
Oh,
That goose is an asshole, man.
You're just like, it's funny. I know it hurts you. Ah!
Oh, I gotta light it again.
This is gonna keep you from messing with me when you get big.
All up in his shit. Oh.
That poor little moo cow.
Okay. So that's enough about that.
Moo cow.
Oh.
Yes, and
Quite
quite honestly,
hold on.
there are some.
So Bible bitches, the ones who know it word for word but don't know what any of it means. Correct.
Yes. For the most part, like I don't get a revelation every time I read something.
No.
Right? Like a lot of this stuff goes over my head. And then
Mhm.
there's other times where, sometimes I'm like, I think. But then like 6 months later I'll read the same thing and be like, what the heck was that?
And again, like it's not like it's supposed to go over your head, but it tells you in the Bible this is going to go over most of your heads.
Yeah. And it's also for
it's in Matthew. I'm not honest, I don't have the recall of the verses. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
But it says I believe it's Matthew.
It's like, why do you speak in parables?
He said most people will not understand what any of this means, but Jesus explains it to the disciples later. Meaning in the Bible here, it doesn't tell you what a lot of this stuff means. It tells you that Jesus explained it to the disciples later. And what did disciples do? They taught it to their disciples, who taught it to their disciples, which is the Catholic Church. Yep. So the Catholic Church has the proper understanding of this. So if you don't agree with what the Catholic Church says, you disagree with what the Lord says, because more or less in the Bible tells.
Distills it.
I'm not going to be as bold to say as in the Bible that verse means that the Catholic Church has all the answers, but in the Bible that verse means the Catholic Church has all the answers.
It's one of the interpretations one can have when you objectively look at the facts in front of you.
Yeah, and that's the stance the Catholic Church takes on it. So that's my take.
Good evening, Will. Hello.
Will's here. Okay, guys, thanks for coming out. We will see you guys later.
Everybody act right.
No, we're just going to cancel stream nights here. We're just going to close it out.
You could have done that 3 minutes ago.
No.
Oh, you're just in time for the gospel, Will.
No, we're shutting it down. I don't want him in my.
You stop it.
No, it's fine. How are you doing, sir, Mr. Will, Mr. Meat Cavern? We had an enjoyable conversation with you on Wednesday. In all seriousness,
it was a lot of fun.
It was. Thank you for coming on and having that talk with us.
Yeah, can't wait to do it again. Just need to get you and Emily together now.
Yeah. Okay, so it is time for the gospel reading.
Tie up sponsax.
Don't forget to do your.
Yep.
Come on.
On your mind.
Okay.
Gospel is Luke 2:41 through 52. I'm going to read the synopsis. Entire villages joined the annual Passover pilgrimage to Jerusalem. It is quite normal that Jesus' parents did not worry about their son till the first night on their way home. Jesus listened and asked questions. At 12, a year before his bar mitzvah, he had learned the Torah, the law of Moses, and its interpretations by the rabbis. In my Father's house indicates the close personal relationship between Jesus and the Father. Mary had to realize that Jesus was not simply her son, but the Father's son, who had a special mission that would mean separation and pain for her. They did not understand indicates that Mary did not understand Jesus as God's son from the very beginning. In faith, she had to accept a mystery which became clear only in the light of the Easter event. Christmas, God sharing our human condition, is a mystery that we must accept in faith as Mary did. Each year, Jesus' parents went to Jerusalem for the Feast of Passover, and when he was 12 years old, they went up according to the festival custom. After they had completed its days, as they were returning, the boy Jesus remained behind in Jerusalem. but his parents did not know it. Thinking that he was in the caravan, they journeyed for a day and looked for him among their relatives and acquaintances, but did not find him. They returned to Jerusalem to look for him. After 3 days, they found him in the temple, sitting in the midst of the teachers, listening to them and asking them questions, and all who heard him were astounded at his understanding and his answers. When his parents saw him, they were astonished, and his mother said to him, "Son, why have you done this to us? Your father and I have been looking for you with great anxiety." And he said to them, "Why are you looking for me? Did you not know that I must be in my father's house?" But they did not understand what he had said to them. He went down with them and came to Nazareth and was obedient to them, and his mother kept all these things in her heart. And Jesus advanced in wisdom and age and favor before God and man. The gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I'm just reading the chat.
No, that's okay.
Uh,
So, to real quick, the idea that Jesus is in the temple talking to the rabbis and having these conversations and these discussions and like his wisdom and understanding is being acknowledged at that time. Let's tie that into the fact that the whole a majority of the religion up until the point where Jesus is, right, 12 years old in the temple, not a whole lot is written down. And the things that are written down, the important people have them. Everything else is up here. And you know what they didn't have back then? They didn't have books. They didn't have TV. They didn't have songs. They didn't have anything else to take up space up in their little melons. Nothing. All they had to take up space was the word.
the hell are you giving me?
Why would you want water?
I have water, but I don't have.
Why would you want water?
I'm sorry, people.
Yeah. You don't come here for my nonsense.
I definitely come here for my nonsense.
Well,
Come here for the combination of our nonsense.
it's a magic mix, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
Pairs well with Malort.
No, there's been plenty of polls done. I'm the least liked person on this show.
That's not true.
Yeah.
That's not true. If they could get rid of one of us, it'd be me, because I'm much more loud and rude.
No.
I'm much more of an active problem.
Oh, yeah? Is that what you are? You're an active problem?
Yeah.
Is that like an active shooter?
No,
No.
not quite. Not. Nope. We are not there yet. We are not there.
Not there yet.
Not there. We are not
Not there yet.
I might be a active wooden spooner at some point, providing there's no weirdos that are gonna make that weird.
Okay.
But
So we've made it through the readings now.
yeah. Well, one set of readings.
Are we gonna do all of them?
We're not gonna do the ones from the.
You want to sing the
Jubilee?
sprinkle ritual and all that too?
No, I don't want to sing the sprinkle ritual and all that.
Okay.
I just want to.
That sounded so evangelical Lutheran there. Sprinkle ritual. I promise you guys, it's not weird.
It's not as weird as it sounds. I
Yeah.
assure you.
That's where the priest comes through and they dips the thing in the holy water and I took a bath in it today. It was so awesome. But you know, there's the organ's playing and they're chanting something in the background and it's written down on the thing. You could have chanted along if you wanted.
So where was the supplemental readings?
They're on the page in front of you.
Okay, here we are. Okay, so
it goes back to year A for the supplemental readings, basically.
Yes. If you
We're
are
in year C right now, just so everybody knows.
Yeah, if you are familiar with the Sunday Missal or Catholic Church in general, you may be aware that there are alternative readings for most days.
Yeah.
They could choose between any option they want.
They usually go with the main reading.
Usually it's the main reading.
But
yes.
I today was a special mass at the Cathedral for the opening mass of the Jubilee year. Let's see. There you go. Perfect. Right there. Opening mass, year of Jubilee 2025. So we did that. It was presided over by the bishop.
Yes.
It was the bishop and like 5 priests and like dozen seminarians and another half a dozen altar servers and it was
There was almost more of them than us.
there was the old dude and lady from the Knights of the Holy Sepulchre,
Mm-hmm.
and then a bunch of the Knights of Columbus there, and yeah, it was interesting. It was pretty cool. We did the procession from the Pastoral Center. It's like 2 blocks away. Really cool. They have the Fulton Sheen Museum and other stuff goes on there. That's where they have the Adoration Chapel and stuff. But there was before Mass. Mass was at 10:30, so at 10 o'clock was meet up at the Pastoral Center. What's the name of that place?
Spalding.
The Spalding Pastoral Center. And they would have like a reading, and they start the rite, or the ritual rite, whatever you want to call it. So
Yeah.
more of a rite, but they use the word ritual in the thing. So
Yeah, they're interchangeable terms.
yeah. But anyway, so yeah, there was basically reading from the papal bull,
Mhm.
a scripture reading, prayer from the bishop, a blessing, and then we walked the procession down to the cathedral, showed up the cathedral, they did the sprinkling and all that stuff, and then went on with Mass.
Yes.
I can't believe. So this is, and Emily and I purposely went there instead of going to Latin Mass or going to Sacred Heart Mass that we love so much, because it's like it was a thing for the Jubilee 2025
It's
year.
Jubilee 2025.
There's not gonna be
and
another
the
Jubilee
Holy
year.
Family Day. Like,
Yeah.
and the bishop's doing it. It was like a threefer. How
Right,
could
but
you
like there's not gonna be another
go?
Jubilee year for 25 years, so we were like,
You'll be old.
yeah, let's go see what this is all about.
Yeah.
You know, and I thought it was pretty cool, honestly.
Yeah.
But I can't believe, other than the participants, meaning the people,
That had to be there, that were like part of
the
Mass
priests,
later.
the bishop, the seminarians, the Knights of Columbus people,
And the sepulcher.
and the 2 sepulchre people. Other than them, there was probably 15 of us lay people, just
Mhm.
people from all over the Diocese of Peoria for this. 15.
And 2 of the 15. Well, I don't. Are we in the 15?
Yeah, I think we're in the
Okay.
15.
So two of the other participants, attendees, whatever you want to call us, were from our parish. One of which is the hospitality lady that does all of our snacks or like breakfast stuff for RCIA. Her and her
Yeah.
husband were there, and I think she might have been there with her mom, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm only assuming it's her mom because they vaguely look alike and they sat in the same pew together.
Okay.
It will be a question I ask when I see her again.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I couldn't believe the lack of turnout for this event. Like,
yeah, it was. When we were leaving, I can't remember what the other thing was recently that they had. Oh, it was the Oktoberfest. They had some sort of a blessing right the same weekend as Oktoberfest. And we were like, oh, it's probably gonna be packed.
Yeah.
It's probably gonna be packed.
There's
We'll
nobody
just go
there,
to
I'm
Latin
sure.
Mass.
Yeah.
So, but then we decided today, like, oh well, this is one, like, even if it is packed, like, obviously it's gonna be packed. It's it when we were leaving, I told him, I was like, never again will I play the "It's gonna be packed."
Yeah.
It's the
I couldn't believe how empty most Christmas services were.
and that's
I honestly thought this whole time when we were like since April when we started in the Catholic Church, I've been kind of dreading like
it's
don't get me
gonna
wrong,
be a
I'm like I
lot.
cannot wait for Christmas time in the Catholic Church for the like, and it has not disappointed.
Yeah, no,
Like we've been to
it's
Mass
pretty
every
great.
day since the 24th, twice a
Yep.
day some days. Like it's been amazing. So, but I thought all the Masses are going to be full and it was going to be kind of a pain in the ass because we don't get up for communion, go to blessing. We just stay in our seats and kneeling in adoration of the Eucharist because that's
We're
what you're
not there
supposed
yet.
to do.
We can't
Yeah.
do that yet.
But anyway, so I was just really like, man, these things are gonna be packed. It's gonna be really hard, like
It's gonna
not
be a long
going up for
service.
confession or communion. I mean, and all
Yeah.
that stuff. And then we get to these Christmas masses, and I'm like, they're half empty.
It's just a regular Sunday.
Not even less than a regular Sunday on most of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was shocking to me, honestly. But again, Catholics in America are not European Catholics.
That's,
Like I don't know if you've ever seen some of these videos from Spain and France and stuff. Some of these like processions like we took part in today was like crazy. You know what I mean? Like,
oh yeah, huge amounts of people.
Thousands of people in crazy costumes and like it's I don't call them
Super into it,
costumes,
yeah.
liturgical attire maybe, you know, like I don't know what you call it. I wouldn't call them costumes, but yeah, it's just amazing. And then in this country, you get like 12 people show up.
Yeah. And Okay, so if you're watching us on Rumble, which most of you are, Hammer and Nails, shout out you on YouTube, all over there by yourself. Hi, how you doing? Um, on our Rumble on this stream, I linked in a comment a link to the mass that was held at the cathedral, the mass that we went to.
Oh, is
Through
there a link to
the
that? Was that
Yep,
televised or was that on YouTube?
yep, it's on the
Okay.
Heart of Peoria YouTube page. I found it. Also the 25 Peoria 25 news people were there. I don't know. I couldn't find anything from them on
Oh.
it. Um,
Uh,
but if you wanted to check out the entire service, you can find it. It's linked on my Rumble or on our Rumble in the comments of this video. Um, oh, good evening, Aspat. How are you doing?
hello, sir.
Um, but if you wanted to check it out, it's interesting. It's mostly a regular mass. There's just a few extra prayers in
Yeah,
there.
there was a hell of a procession. There was a lot of extra people involved. It was a beautiful mass. It was a great mass today.
It was I'm happy that we went and did it. I know that
My pipe's finally dead.
Hadley, I hope that when she's older, she looks back and she's like, "Oh my gosh, my parents were so nice and they actually took me to go to that. That's pretty cool. I vaguely remember doing that."
Right.
But today
Oh yeah.
it was I warned her. I was like, "Hey, I'm changing my shoes because we went to 8 a.m. mass at our church and I had on like regular old just some heels, and I was like, I'm changing my shoes. I'm gonna wear some like little boots. You should change out of your wedges. Like we have some walking to do." And she's like, "I'll be fine." And I'm like, basically walking through Walmart twice. Like it's a lot of walking, babe.
Yeah, we gotta go 2 blocks.
Let's change our shoes. Didn't change her shoes. She was like, "She'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'll be fine." And then as we were walking out of the house, I was like, jacket? No, mom, I'm fine. I'll be fine. It's not even that cold." Okay, 2 for 2. I already knew. Then we get out of the car. We're not so much, complaining about it being cold or anything, but then we get to walk in, and we park at the cathedral, and we gotta walk the 2 blocks, and we start walking away from the cathedral, and she's like, "The cathedral is there." And I was like, "Oh, remember when I said we had walking to do? This
Yeah.
is the walking.
This is the part we talked about, remember?
This is the part I warned about. And then the wind, did a little gusty bit as we're crossing the street, and she's like, "It's cold." And I'm like, remember the jacket bit
Right,
I
yeah.
mentioned.
Remember all these conversations we had about
Yeah.
20 minutes ago.
Right. And then it's slowly devolved into, why are we even doing this? What does it matter? And I was like, listen, if I was St. Nicholas and you were Irenaeus, I'd punch you in the mouth.
Just because your grandmother's a heretic doesn't mean you can be a heretic.
Yeah. Oh.
I know you can hear us.
Oh, you are right there. How about it?
Heretic?
But yeah, I was
I'm gonna slap you like St. Nicholas slapped Arius.
but yeah,
Forgot she was down here.
I didn't know she was down here, to be honest.
I remember.
I thought she was upstairs.
Mm.
She's slowly but surely taking over my craft room. Send help.
Also,
I have an invasion happening. Oh yeah, that was the third thing we can talk about.
All right, well, we have a special guest. Let's
Wait, what? Oh, you're doing Max?
Yeah.
Everybody look at our ceiling.
Yes.
And our calendar.
There he is.
Oh, and the Max show.
Max, what are you doing?
Little boy.
It's the dog cam. So let's leave it on that. We can talk now, and they can just look at the dog.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Yeah, it makes it a lot easier.
This takes a lot of pressure off of me.
Right, yeah. And you can see our home altar over there. We got some church chairs, too. Look at our church chairs.
Shout out thrift shop.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Anyway.
Okay. So, yeah. So there was some bemoaning and complaining and stuff. But I hope that when she's older and processes, life experiences and whatnot, she has a moment of like, man, that's pretty cool. My parents took me to that. Because nobody else took their kids to it in Peoria. I can tell you that much.
I play the guitar. I pretend to play the guitar, Ginster. Sorry, she asked who plays the guitar.
Oh yeah, I don't play anything.
I haven't played.
I play push Tom's buttons.
I haven't played seriously, in for 20 years probably.
Don't let him fool you. He's pretty good at it.
in my early mid 20s, up until I was from like 22 to 27, I played in a band, in Tacoma, Washington. But yeah, I don't know. Since then, I pick it up a couple times a year. To be honest with you, I still have everything. It's all set up. I can play it if I want, but I don't. And anybody who knows music knows if you pick it up twice a year, you know what I mean. It's
You're remembering how to do it.
yeah,
Most of the
more than
time.
you're playing. Yes, it's most of your time spent trying to remember what the
Like,
hell
oh
you're
yeah,
doing.
that's right. That's
And then by the time you kind of start getting the hang of it
Like,
again, you
eh.
put it down. You don't touch it again for another year. And
Eh,
then,
that
yeah,
was fun. I
So-
remembered why I don't do this.
yeah. No, I don't remember why I don't do this. I just who's got time?
Oh, fair.
Who's got the time?
Who does have the time?
You know, between work and prayers and other things, fishing and
True.
travel, like
Yeah.
it's low on the priority list. Is all.
No, it's he'll sit there and plink his guitar while I'm in in my little craft room hemming up some of his pants.
Yes. Yeah,
I
occasionally.
get serenaded while I'm sewing. Okay, I put it in the Rumble chat to raid Gray Pills.
Oh, okay.
He's got his cryptid watch
Oh yeah,
tonight.
we're at an hour already.
And he also I don't, you guys probably know this. Blah, blah, blah. Not Nice Guy is going to do Cryptid Watch with Jules. I think that's super dope.
Oh, when is that happening?
Tonight.
Oh, Not
After-
Nice Guy's gonna be on.
Yeah,
Oh,
Not
okay.
Nice Guy's doing Cryptid Watch with him.
Sweet,
Yeah,
sweet. That's cool.
I know. I'm actually.
We enjoyed it. I remember doing a cryptid watch. We didn't talk much about cryptids,
No, we didn't.
but I had a blast
It was
doing that
fun
with
hanging
him.
out
It
with
was
Jules,
great. Yeah. He's gonna have a good time hanging out with Jules. Jules is good people.
Yes, yes, it is. And then I guess the last thing we can talk about is the Pope portals.
Okay, let me
It
let's
wouldn't be an
finally
episode of
transition here.
Catholic Chats if we didn't see what the Pope was up to.
Yeah, what is the Pope up to these days? Let's see.
Opening portals.
Oh no, the Pope opening them portals again.
Okay, so the addition to the Jubilee thing that's
Wait.
happening this year.
The what?
The addition, the new
To the
thing
what?
to the addition to the Jubilee.
The Okay. It sounded like you put some emphasis on the Jew of the Jubilee.
No.
So I was trying to make sure you were. I'm like, this has nothing to do with the Jews.
No.
Calm down.
No. I meant to say Jubilee as in like Juneteenth, you know?
Uh-huh. Anyway,
the new addition to Jubilee this year, the novel thing, the thing that the news people should have been talking about was the Pope has decided that a door needs to be open in a prison, and they chose some prison in Italy. The idea behind that is that people incarcerated deserve hope, right? They deserve salvation through Jesus Christ, right? Like that's something they deserve at the least of all things. And it should be something that is afforded to them, and it shouldn't be withheld from them even in their incarceration, which, I agree. You should be able to have the Bible in prison.
yeah.
You should be able to have that.
It's one of the few things you actually can have, yes.
Yep, you should be able to have a copy.
You can read the Bible, you can read the Catechism of the Catholic Church, and you can go to Mass
could-
on Sundays when
Yep,
you're in
you can go to Mass, you can go to confession, you can get right as you could get
Yep.
in the situation that you found yourself in. That should be an option afforded to you. But I also see a nice long game of this because I don't know if y'all know this or not. I'm sure you do because I'm the one who's told you. The biggest conversion in incarcerated populations is to Mohammedanism. And
And
we
to
don't
combat that,
we don't want that.
no.
We don't want that for our incarcerated persons. We do not want that for any sort of recidivism risk situation. We just don't want more Mohammedans. We don't want that.
Where am I?
So I think that I hope that it keeps, it's not just this one time that we open the prison door. It's not just this 1 year that we have this conversation about prisoners and religion and stuff. I hope that it's something that manages to stay in the conversation. But they opened the door at Rome's largest prison. Christmas hymns filled the air as inmates and guards sang Silent Night during a mass where Pope Francis opened the Jubilee Holy Door, and that was on the 27th. he opened that door. Today there was another door opened.
Oh, by the way, that was the ritual that had never been performed before that everybody was making a big deal about.
Yep, this is.
Oh, the Pope is opening portals and performing rituals that had never been performed before.
Nope, it's just a whole bunch of everybody within this prison in Rome and the guards singing Silent Night, and the old man
Open some
opened
doors,
the door.
and now people can walk
Please
through them
be
and
with
get
you.
an indulgence and a blessing. Oh no.
Yeah,
Well,
whatever.
it's the end of
shall
the
we do?
world. We're contacting the
aliens are
space
coming.
aliens, yeah. We're contacting the space aliens.
The machine elves.
The Pope is doing weird rituals.
Yeah.
Look at that man. He ain't doing
Pay
nothing.
no attention to CERN.
Yeah. So, okay. So that is what the Pope has been up to lately, people. Now you know. Pope Watch 2024.
So the door that was open today is the it was actually opened by someone else today. Cardinal Baldassare Reina,
Yeah.
Pope Francis's Vicar General, opens the holy door of the Basilica of St. John Lateran.
Yep.
This is the third holy door of the Jubilee of Hope 2025. So the third of 5 doors is open.
Oh no.
What happens when all 5 go into me?
The aliens show up.
Good.
Once the 5th door is open, you'll figure out what all these drones in over New Jersey are all about.
Honestly, if they do some dumb stuff like that, I don't even know how I'm gonna respond.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't even think my like joking Molotov at all like covers it. I think I would actually have to actively stop myself from being ridiculous.
So tomorrow,
Monday.
are we going fishing or are we going to the Venerable Fulton Sheen Museum?
I'll probably go to the museum.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I don't know. Where do you want to go fishing?
You know where I want to go fishing.
Hours away.
Hours away.
Hours
and hours away.
In the boat or in waders?
In waders.
Maybe.
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
I do.
I really want to go check out I want to really check out that whole Spalding Pastoral Center and the museum, and
yeah, I think
and then we could catch a 12:05 mass at Sacred Heart while we're at it.
Yeah. Speaking of tomorrow, do you want to do a morning crew or no?
It's up to you.
I don't know.
I'll be up already, so.
Oh, okay. Well, then I guess we'll do a morning crew tomorrow.
You know, I'm up at 6 no matter what.
Yeah.
So.
All right, cool. Well,
I'm letting you sleep until fucking 12:30, 1 in the afternoon.
Listen, it's not 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Don't start lying on me.
You slept till 11 that one day.
Oh, 11. 11. Ladies and gentlemen, is 11 a.m. 1 p.m.? No, it isn't.
May as well be as an adult. Anything after 7 a.m. is 11. It was 1 p.m.
You know what? Sometimes a girl needs her fucking beauty rest.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes a girl needs to sleep. Just because you can't sleep, if you could sleep, I didn't have a week of being sick where I slept for like 20 hours a day.
I didn't sleep for 20 hours a day. One day I slept a lot.
I was about to say,
one day I never made it out of bed. But
for like 2 days, there was more sleeping time than there was waking time.
I was really sick.
Again, I didn't get sick. I didn't get a fucking stack of 20 hours of sleep. I didn't get that.
Right.
So my body says, hey, why don't you just take an extra 4 hours, little lady? You ain't got nothing to do. You ain't got no breakfasts to make, no lunches to do, no coffee to make, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
There ain't nothing to do before noon. Just take a little extra sleep.
Well, Emily's not going to be there tomorrow morning.
Good not getting sick this fall. Just take a little sleep. Oh, you're going to do morning crew tomorrow?
No, Emily's not going to be there, I said.
Oh, Emily isn't. Oh, yeah. No, yeah, I don't think that she would be awake.
We may start morning crew a little late tomorrow.
Oh, okay, we could do that.
Probably start like 7.
Yeah, we could probably do that.
7:30.
Maybe. I don't know.
We'll plan for 7:30. But then that means we're definitely not going fishing. Because we'd have to leave the house by 7:30 if we're going fishing.
I tell you what, we'll just skip morning crew because everybody still is off of work and none of the kids are at school, so nobody's doing school drop-offs. So we should all be sleeping anyways.
You'll be sleeping. I'll be awake. I'll do it by myself. I'll be here for tomorrow morning for morning crew.
we'll see what happens. Um, I don't know. I kind of do want to go fishing though. We didn't do any fishing.
No, we haven't done any fishing. I do kind of want to go fishing too.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that answers my question. All right, we're going fishing. We're not doing morning crew, people. Sorry.
Yeah.
She just doesn't want me in her time slot. Is what it really is.
I can't afford to lose it.
Yeah. She doesn't want me anywhere near her morning crew.
It's not that I don't want you anywhere near my morning crew. It's just there's no rhyme or reason to it. It doesn't until Friday. There's no structure.
Okay.
And then Friday we start Europa.
She doesn't want me anywhere near you people. I'm sorry. She's trying to withhold you from me.
Yeah.
That's
That's what
fine.
it is.
Yeah. You're like one of those divorced mothers who refuse to let the kids see
Oh
their
yeah.
dad.
I keep the Monday show from you.
Yeah. Yeah. You keep the morning people from me.
It's the same night people.
Nope. It's different.
Actually, it's less. I don't know. It's slightly different group.
Yeah.
There's a
Anyway.
couple,
All right. Well, I guess that means we're done for the night.
we covered the Pope. We covered RCA that we didn't do. We did the Bishop Mass. We did our Mass. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, we didn't talk about any of our Christmas masses.
I don't know. Do you want to talk about it?
Well, it's 5 minutes. It'll take 5 minutes. We went to mass on Christmas, people. Have a good night. See, no, I'm just kidding.
No. We
Uh,
did Christmas Eve.
we did Christmas Eve.
Christmas.
Well, we did two
Two
Christmas Eves.
Christmas Eves.
So we did a Christmas Eve vigil
Mhm.
at Sacred Heart, and they had a Christmas concert. So it was 6:30 Christmas concert, 7 p.m. mass. Beautiful mass, beautiful Christmas concert, beautiful church. That I love that church so much.
It's a good one.
It was
If
just
you're ever in the area, it's just
yeah.
pop
If
in.
you're ever anywhere near Peoria, Illinois, Sacred Heart Church is just it's beautiful old church with a beautiful mass. It is a Novus Ordo, but it is the most reverent Novus Ordo you could possibly do. Parts of it are in Latin. It's all chanting and organ music. It's a high mass on Sundays every. It's just it is beautiful.
It is.
It is the only Novus Ordo that I really truly 100% appreciate. Where I don't find any nitpicking anything with it.
Yeah.
It's
there's-
like no, this is great. This is if you're gonna not do the Latin mass, this is it.
this is how to do it.
Yeah, this is exactly how you do it. Textbook, and they do it like that every Sunday, and it's great. So we did that at 6:37. Got out of there a little after 8, and then shot over to midnight mass.
It was 10 p.m.
At Blessed Sacrament. Yeah, midnight mass is at 10 p.m. now
Yeah.
in the Novus Ordo parishes. It's still at midnight in the traditional parishes, but all the Novus Ordo parishes has moved to 10 now. I did not know that. I didn't realize 10 p.m. was the midnight mass.
No.
But yeah, so we went to the midnight mass at 10 p.m. at Blessed Sacrament. It was a good mass.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it wasn't Sacred Heart, but it was a good mass. And then 8 a.m. Christmas morning, we went to Blessed Sacrament again, our home church where we do RCIA. And that was a good mass. And then at 10:30, we went to the Cathedral. The bishop was doing the 10:30 mass during the day.
Yes.
So we did that on Christmas. They were all beautiful masses. The liturgy was great. The churches were, all decorated up and perfect, and it was exactly what I had expected and hoped for our first Christmas in the Catholic Church.
Yes.
It did not disappoint.
Yeah, the only comments that I have is that not as many people were there as I had in my brain would be there.
Yeah,
I have it made up in my mind that every Catholic really only goes Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And then
Yes.
also in my mind, everyone in the area is secretly Catholic, but not really Catholic, and they only go on Christmas Eve and Christmas. So I was expecting like the whole town to be there.
yeah, no, there was less people
It
at
wasn't the case.
Blessed Sacrament on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day than there would be on a normal
On a normal Sunday.
Sunday mass, and there was less people at Sacred Heart and the Cathedral than there would be on a normal Sunday
Mhm.
mass. So yeah, that was shocking. I'm sure Easter is different.
Yeah.
Easter is the holy day. It's Holy Week.
Well,
I'm
and
gonna
then
have to assume if Easter is like Christmas was, I'm
so I guess the other thing that I would
wrong
have
with American Catholics.
that I would take into consideration is that Christmas is more of a travel holiday
Yeah,
where you're gonna go to your parents' house or an elder's house, and maybe maybe they live outside of your parish, and maybe on Christmas Eve and Christmas you don't get to go to your church. You have to go to church with
And that's very
mom or
possible.
aunt
Yeah, you
somebody
very
or
well
uncle
could.
somebody. That could be part of it.
Yeah.
So Easter, you're normally home. Nobody travels for Easter. Nobody goes anywhere, does anything.
Yeah.
You do your own little family, small family thing. Unless you have like a lot of family in the area. That's not. I
That's understandable. Yeah. No, I can
I
see what
think
you're
maybe
saying.
Easter would be busier. That's something to look forward to,
Yeah.
I guess. We just keep moving the goalpost. Something to look forward to.
Right. Yeah.
First it was look forward to Christmas, and now it's look forward to Easter.
Well, Easter we should be getting confirmed
Yeah, we will.
and getting the sacraments and
Yep. That'll be the big day.
yeah,
The big
that's when
day.
decisions start have to be made. That's really just the start of it all. That's not even the end of it. That's like
No,
that's
yeah.
where it all starts.
That's when you actually get held accountable for all of it.
Yeah, when you got to start making hard decisions like where do we want to worship and what kind of Catholics do we actually want to be and
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
are we going to stick with the proper Novus Ordo of the local church that we like at Sacred Heart, or do we become Latin Mass people? Who knows?
Yeah. Possibilities are endless.
Oh, there's a creature over there.
Oh boy. Oh no.
Oh, look at
Nice.
you. Made slippers.
It's coming along. All right. Yeah, now you just need to get the cover on them.
All right.
Awesome. Just some cardboard, foam, and a hot glue gun. Imagination runs wild.
Yeah.
Only thing that's stopping you is common sense and a bedtime.
I have no bedtime.
Emily.
I play with the night.
Mommy said you didn't love us. Now I feel like we have to do a.
It's too cold to fish. It is not too cold to fish for
It's not
trout.
too. I peeped over here to see what the temperature was, and it's 44 now, and I don't think it's gonna drop a whole lot between now and tomorrow. So it actually might be a decent day fishing for December in Illinois.
Our confirmation, Emily, should happen during
it'll
the
be
9:30 Mass at Easter at Blessed Sacrament. It will be live streamed.
Is it at our place or is it at the cathedral?
No, it'll be at our Mass.
Okay.
It will be live streamed. I'm almost positive.
We will provide you with the links, Dave.
Yeah, we will provide you with the links. But I'm almost positive it will be live streamed.
Yeah.
So you people can tune in to see that. We will.
Oh yeah, our rite of acceptance was in the.
It was live streamed, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yep.
Oh no, I'm sure it will be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why wouldn't it be?
Right. So anyway, all right, people. I don't know if we'll be here or not tomorrow morning.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. Keep an eye out for the link or for the update that we've gone live, I guess.
Yeah.
It may or may not happen.
Well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll play by ear. I did actually shoot up out of bed on Friday at 6:31 in the morning, and I was like, I'm late. And then I was like, meh. I figured if everybody else took the week off, then fuck it. Who gives a crap about my little nonsensey Friday?
Yeah.
But yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what happens in the morning.
Yep.
But if we don't see you tomorrow, then we will for sure see you Wednesday at 7:15 p.m. Central for Nephilim Murder Crew with maybe, possibly, special guest. Don't know. They're doing their own show prior to. I'll spoil it. It's Dan from Millennial Media Offensive and maybe John.
Okay. Yeah. What, next Wednesday? Yes.
Yeah.
New Year's Day.
Few years.
Few years day.
Few days from now. Wednesday. Yes. However, Millennial Media Offensive is recording their normal Tuesday episode on New Year's Day because they're both off of work. So they're taking advantage of a situation. I'm pretty sure Dan is in. I do not know about John. John has a little baby, and a wife. And I don't know if she's if Tacos is gonna want to give up her husband for like 6 hours.
Tacos?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. She goes by Tacos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he says her normal name, but I don't feel comfortable saying her normal name.
Okay.
Tacos. Traveling Tacos on the YouTubes if you're ever interested
Yes.
in some travel content. But anyways, I'm done yapping.
Okay.
Well, you'll see us Wednesday. We may have 1 or 2 guests. We don't know, but we'll be here.
Yep. Thanks for coming out, guys. We will see you on Wednesday. If not tomorrow, who knows? Everybody have a wonderful time, and we will see you around.
God bless you.